Then goes tromping around wearing boots like Gaston.
I use antlers in all of my decorating.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 20 strangest Disney theories.
This stuff doesn't seem to be getting me anywhere.
You can't give up now. I'm counting on you.
Let her come to me.
I can't believe you fell for that one.
For this list, we'll be looking at the most outlandish, darkest, and surprisingly plausible theories about Disney movies and characters. What's your favorite Disney theory? Let us know in the comments. Number 20. Alice is just trippin'. Alice in Wonderland. This Lewis Carroll classic has long been associated with drugs, specifically LSD, and that's because it is absolutely bonkers.
Who are you?
The story became a signature part of the counterculture movement and is the subject of Jefferson Airplane's iconic song, White Rabbit.
Go ask Alice when she's 10 feet tall.
And while Carroll wasn't known to indulge, many people believe his story is a thinly veiled tale about drug experimentation. Alice eats mushrooms, drinks questionable potions, and sees impossible sights throughout the movie.
You may have noticed that I'm not all there myself.
Is Wonderland a real place, or was Alice just tripping in the woods after eating some funky fungus? Number 19. Calhoun killed her husband at the altar. Wreck-It Ralph. This lighthearted movie about video games contains one of the darkest backstories in Disney history, and that's saying something.
Jeepers, is she always this intense?
It's not her fault. She's programmed with the most tragic backstory ever.
We learn that Calhoun, the protagonist of Hero's Duty, suffered a tragedy on her wedding day when a cybug ate her fiancé. Viewers see the bug eat him, but not the immediate aftermath. And it's probably for the best. Cybugs become their food, which means this one would have been in the process of turning into Brad. So Calhoun would have been shooting her own mutated fiancé off screen. There's a reason the camera cuts away. No one wants to see that.
This is not what I wanted.
And it turns an already dark backstory into something downright horrifying. Number 18. Mother Gothel is the evil queen. Tangled and Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. One of the most popular and convincing Disney theories is the idea that Mother Gothel is actually the evil queen from Snow White. The theory goes that the queen survived her fall and discovered the flower at the base of the cliff. She left Snow White alone because she now had a magic flower to keep her ageless, whereas Snow White would eventually grow old and lose her youthfulness. Several things seem to support this theory.
I see a strong, confident, beautiful young lady. Oh, look, you're here too.
The queen's name is Grimhilda, meaning both start with a G. Both tales take place in a Germany-inspired setting, and apples are a recurring motif in both movies. In fact, Gothel is deliberately shown avoiding a bite. Is Tangled actually a sequel?
And I've been tricked.
Number 17. Gaston killed Bambi's mother. Beauty and the Beast.
If you thought Bambi's mother's death couldn't get any more depressing, think again, because it is entirely possible that Gaston was the human who pulled the trigger. We never see the hunter who kills Bambi's mother, which obviously opens the possibility that it could have been anyone. We also see a doe drinking from a stream at the beginning of Beauty and the Beast, and find out Gaston is an accomplished hunter.
Wow, you didn't miss a shot, Gaston! You're the greatest hunter in the whole world!
I know.
No beast alive stands a chance against you. And no girl for that matter.
It's true, LeFou.
Did he one day manage to snag himself a doe in the nearby woods? To make this connection even stronger, it's entirely possible that one of the heads in the tavern belongs to Bambi's mother.
I use antlers in all of my decorating.
As if we needed any more reasons to hate Gaston.
LeFou, I'm afraid I've been thinking.
A dangerous pastime?
I know.
Number 16. Andy's mom used to own Jessie. Toy Story 2. For this beloved sequel, Joan Cusack entered the mix as rowdy cowgirl Jessie.
You calling me
a liar?
Well, if the boot fits.
Say that again.
Jessie is another character with a tragic backstory, as she was outgrown and eventually abandoned by her owner, Emily.
Emily was just the same. She was my whole world.
Emily seems to just represent growing children everywhere, rather than being a major character. But what if Emily is actually Andy's mom, Mrs. Davis? It may work, as we never learn Emily's last name or Mrs. Davis's first name.
Don't worry, honey. I'm sure we'll find Woody and Buzz before we leave tomorrow.
The two characters also share similar hair, and the timelines match up too.
Andy, let's go! Molly's already in her car seat.
But Mom, Woody's arm ripped.
Oh no. Maybe we can fix him on the way.
No, just leave him.
I'm sorry, honey, but you know, toys don't last forever.
Andy can also be seen wearing Jessie's cowgirl hat minus the white ribbon. Could it possibly be a hand-me-down from his mother, who's seen wearing the exact same hat in the flashback? Number 15. Carl was dead the whole time. Up.
Fans love them some X was dead the whole time theories.
If it's not Nemo being dead and Marlin experiencing the 5 stages of grief, it's Carl dying at the beginning of Up.
According to the theory, Carl dies in his sleep after being notified that he needs to move.
Tell your boss he can have our house. Really? When I'm dead.
Russell is simply Carl's guardian angel, who has taken the form of he and Ellie's desired child. He's looking for his final merit badge, a metaphor for angel wings. And the floating house is an obvious metaphor for Carl leaving the physical world and entering heaven and the afterlife. We mean a house being lifted by balloons? This theory's starting to make sense.
Number 14. Aladdin takes place in a post-apocalyptic future. Aladdin.
Like Cars, some believe that Aladdin takes place in the distant future. Well, after conventional modern society has broken down.
First, that fez and vest combo is much too 3rd century. These patches, what are we trying to say? Beggar? No, let's work with me here.
Genie calls Aladdin's fashion so 3rd century and impersonates 20th century celebrities like Arnold Schwarzenegger and Jack Nicholson.
All right, Sparky, here's the deal. If you want to court the little lady, you gotta be a straight shooter. Do you got it?
Yet he mentions that he's been in the lamp for 10,000 years.
10,000 years will give you such a crick in the neck!
If the genie was around between the 70s and 2000s for Schwarzenegger and Nicholson, and was subsequently imprisoned for 10,000 years, that means that Aladdin must take place sometime around the late 11,000s or early 12,000s AD. It's possible that there was some sort of disaster that wiped out modern technology, resulting in a futuristic society that looks deceptively antiquated.
No way!
A second theory posits Jafar is actually the hero of the story. Is that why he got his own movie?
You've stolen my heart.
Jafar!
And the street rat.
What street rat?
Number 13. Peter Pan is the angel of death. Peter Pan.
Geez, if it's not the characters secretly being dead, it's the characters being the angel of death.
Or even Peter Pan straight up murdering the lost boys.
I'm certainly proud of you, you blockheads.
What's the obsession with death here? According to this incredibly dark yet comforting theory, Peter Pan is actually an angel of death, who takes dead children to Neverland, aka the afterlife.
Second star to the right and straight on till morning.
When there's a smile in your heart.
You obviously never grow old in the afterlife, which explains the lost boys.
Following the leader, the leader, the leader. We're following the leader wherever he may go.
This may sound like silly nonsense until you consider the character's creator, J.M. Barrie, gave the rights to Peter Pan to London's Great Ormond Street Hospital, a hospital for sick children. Were Peter Pan and Neverland Barrie's way of comforting terminally ill children? We're not saying yes, but we are saying maybe.
I said nothing of the sort.
Number 12. Tamatoa is Ursula, Moana and the Little Mermaid.
Can we be real? If my name was Sebastian and I had a cool Jamaican accent, you'd totally help me. You would, you know you would.
Both Moana and the Little Mermaid are centered around the ocean, so of course fans are going to find some link between the two, no matter how strange.
You've got it, sweet cakes.
This theory posits that they share the same universe. Both Tamatoa and Ursula share a distinctive purple hue. have very flamboyant personalities, and multiple limbs.
But you can't expect a demigod to be to take apart. Look it up.
However, since Moana takes place later, Tamatoa isn't exactly Ursula as we once knew her. She's been reincarnated. We're not sure how this explains Tamatoa being a crab instead of a human-octopus hybrid, but hey, we didn't say it was a perfect theory. Speaking of imperfect theories, there's apparently one claiming Tamatoa is actually Ursula's grandson, since he mentions eating his enormous grandmother.
Don't! That's my grandma's!
That's my grandma's. I ate my grandma, and it took a week because she was absolutely humongous.
Number 11. Hercules killed Scar. Hercules.
Long live the king.
In one specific scene in Hercules, the titular character can be seen wearing Scar's head and fur skin as a trophy.
Phil, I told you don't move!
It's a cute little Easter egg and quite an obvious one at that. But what if the Easter egg has darker connotations?
This stuff doesn't seem to be getting me anywhere.
You can't give up now. I'm counting on you.
Within the movie, Scar's skin takes the place of the Nemean lion. This is a real monster in Greek mythology, and slaying it served as Heracles' first of 12 labors. The lion has golden fur in the story, but this was obviously changed for the movie. Is it possible that Hades returned Scar from the dead to fight Hercules?
Get a grip.
Number 10. Kristoff is wearing Sven's dead mother, Frozen. On the subject of people wearing dead animals, let's discuss the possibility that Kristoff is walking around wearing Sven's mom.
What do you want, Sven?
Give me a snack.
What's the magic word?
Please?
This horrifically dark theory posits that the ice harvesters skinned a reindeer and gave its pelt to Kristoff.
Sven, don't you think that's true?
Sven, who was orphaned as a calf, smelled his recently deceased mother on Kristoff and began following him around. Kristoff, maybe unaware of the pelt's origin, thought Sven was just a friendly reindeer, but he's not a friendly reindeer. He simply thinks that Kristoff is his mother, as Kristoff is wearing her skin like Buffalo Bill. Yikes.
Okay, what's it?
Number 9. The Prince is Death, Snow White and the Seven Dwarves. And here we go again with the death stuff. Either Disney fans are some truly dour people, or Disney loves them some cryptic metaphors. This theory suggests that Snow White's prince is the personification of death. You see, the apple that the queen gave Snow worked a little too well and killed her. The prince, also known as the Grim Reaper, appears and kisses her, awakening her to take her away to the afterlife. Snow is then given a moment to say goodbye to the dwarves before departing. And what do they depart on? A white horse, an obvious reference to the biblical pale horse and its rider, Death, one of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. Number 8. Jane is a descendant of Belle, Tarzan and Beauty and the Beast. The events of Beauty and the Beast take place somewhere in the mid-18th century, likely around the 1760s. Tarzan takes place almost exactly 1 century later in the mid-1860s.
Mr. Clayton, sorry, excuse me. But my father and I came on this expedition to study gorillas and...
Is it possible that Belle is Jane's great-grandmother? They both share a similar fashion sense, favoring yellow dresses with white lace.
What?
They also look somewhat alike and share the same hair color, although Jane's is a slightly lighter shade of brown. Both have eccentric fathers.
You really believe that?
I always have.
Both share a taste for wild, untamed men, and perhaps most telling of all, Turk can be seen drumming on a tea set exactly like the one seen in Beauty and the Beast. A family heirloom, perhaps?
I can't believe you fell for that one.
Number 7. High School Musical takes place in a world like The Purge, the High School Musical franchise. Somehow people in movies seldom seem to face legal consequences for their actions. As Reddit user Sky Was the Robot has pointed out, that's readily apparent in the High School Musical franchise.
What time is it? Summertime. It's our vacation. What time is it? Party time.
Trashing the school, no consequences. Dubious workplace practices in Lava Springs, no one even thinks of reporting it.
If we work, there'll be no doubt we can still save the summer.
And wouldn't Miss Darbus have had to forge Troy's signature to send in his application to Juilliard?
Which is why I submitted an application in your name to Juilliard.
It was you.
These incidents have led Sky Was the Robot to propose that the series takes place in a world like The Purge, where all crime is legal for a time. Or perhaps there just are no laws. If all drugs are also legal, this provides a convenient explanation for the music sequences. Mass LSD trips.
No, I'm not mad. I'm just confused.
Number 6. Moana is Maui's daughter, Moana. In April of 2017, the film theorists posted a video positing that Moana isn't the daughter of Chief Tui of Motunui, but the shape-shifting demigod Maui.
Maui, shapeshifter, demigod of the wind and sea. I am Moana.
Hero of men.
What?
It's actually Maui, shapeshifter, demigod of the wind and sea, hero of men.
The theory revolves around Moana's adventure in Lalotai. In the original drafts of the script, Lalotai is referred to as a place for ancestral spirits. It's a sort of underworld that should be inaccessible to mere humans. Some of Moana's traits signify that she's more than human, including her relationship with the ocean, her godlike parting of the sea, and her name literally meaning ocean.
Let her come to me.
But it gets better. Moana's mother is named Sina, sometimes used as a variant of Hina, the goddess married to Maui. Moana is Maui's long-lost demigod daughter.
This suits you.
Number 5. Dopey and Geppetto are the same person. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs and Pinocchio.
You may think that Dopey was just another dwarf, but what if he was actually a young Geppetto? First argument, appearances. There's no denying that the two look alike, from the wide oval eyes to the big ears and the bulbous red clown nose. The two also share similar personality traits, such as their clumsiness and agitation. Then there's the fact that Dopey doesn't talk, he's simply too young for speech.
And this is Dopey, he don't talk none.
It's possible that the dwarves took in a child, mistaking it for one of their own, and subsequently gave Geppetto the boot when he got older. He moved to Italy, became a woodworker, and the rest is history.
It's my wish. It's come true. Figaro. Look, he's alive. He can talk.
Number 4. Ariel's mother was murdered by Captain Hook, The Little Mermaid, and Peter Pan.
This one is strange, but damn if there isn't a lot of evidence to back it up.
It's Peter. Oh! Hello, Peter. Hello, Peter.
One of the mermaids in Neverland looks an awful lot like Ariel, complete with the signature red hair.
As an aside, since Ariel's sisters all look very different, they may have different mothers.
In the prequel to The Little Mermaid, Ariel's Beginning, it's established that Ariel's mother was killed by pirates. Captain Hook, a pirate, hates mermaids, and Triton hates humans, obviously due to a human, Captain Hook, murdering his wife.
Do you think I want to see my youngest daughter snared by some fish-eater's hook?
I'm 16 years old. I'm not a child
Don't
anymore.
you take that tone of voice with me, young lady.
If we're to believe the Neverland equals the afterlife theory, then it's obvious that Ariel's mother is there and is still being terrorized by her murderer.
Yup, it's Hook all right.
Hook!
Quick, Wendy.
Now that's one unfortunate afterlife.
Number 3. Chip is Beast's illegitimate son, Beauty and the Beast. Beauty and the Beast contains some of Disney's most timeless characters, including the adorable mother-son tea set, Mrs. Potts, and Chip.
Now, Chip, I'll not have you making up such wild stories.
Really, Mama? I saw her.
But what if Chip isn't Mrs. Potts' son? After all, Mrs. Potts seems far too old to have a child that age. And she clearly did not give birth as a teapot. According to one version of this theory, the prince was seduced by and impregnated the enchantress, and when the child was hidden away for being illegitimate, the enchantress cursed the castle and everyone in it, including her own son. Mrs. Potts simply raised him as her own because she's the sweet old maternal type who doesn't want a kid to grow up without a mother.
What's there, Mama?
I'll tell you when you're older.
Number 2. Elsa and Rapunzel are sisters, Frozen and Tangled. Okay, forget Tangled being a sequel to Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Apparently it's the linchpin of a far wider Disney extended universe.
You sacrificed yourself for me? I love you.
Again, according to the film theorists, Anna and Elsa are not biological sisters. Rather, Elsa is the long-lost twin sister of Rapunzel. Both are left-handed and have magical powers, and Rapunzel is clearly seen with Flynn at Elsa's crowning, signifying that both stories take place at the same time, and that the princesses are close in age. It's also been said that Tarzan is Anna and Elsa's younger brother, by the way. We can't even keep up anymore.
Want more Mojo? Ms. Mojo produces original, high-quality pop culture-related videos on all your favorite movies and shows. Plus, celebrity news, fashion, lifestyle, and more.
Hey guys, it's Phoebe with Ms. Mojo.
My name is Sam.
My name is Eliza.
And I'm Emily.
I'm Rebecca, and welcome to Ms. Mojo.
If you want videos on all the best reality shows, teen dramas, Disney movies, and sitcoms, be sure to check out Ms. Mojo for new videos every day.
Number 1. Boo is the witch from Brave, Monsters, Inc. and Brave.
The ending to Monsters, Inc. is perfect.
Ooh.
Kitty.
But what if there's a lot more to Boo's story? This incredibly strange and convoluted theory states that Boo eventually lost contact with Sully, and somehow traveled back in time to visit the Will-o'-the-Wisps, the source of dimension-hopping energy, or something. She's now trying in vain to cultivate this magic, so she can create time and dimension-hopping doorways in an attempt to find Sully and Monstropolis. If you look closely, you can even see a carving of Sully in the witch's woodshop in Brave, which is a clear dedication to her old friend. This theory is seriously convoluted, but hey, it's all in good fun.
Who are you? Just a humble woodcarver. I don't understand.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from Watch Mojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.